Why don't you stay with me? 'Cause you're all I need. No, I don't want to stay with you. This ain't love, it seemed clear to me. Why don't you stay with me? No, seriously, I can't. I have to go. My train's leaving. So, sorry, Sam. I'm just gonna go. Sorry. Yeah, the choir's great and all, but I gotta go. What was that? I don't know. I just decided to do that in the moment, so I did it. Hey, my name is Emma, and I have a reading roundup for you guys. These are the books that I've read the past month and a half, really. Month and a half since the last time I did reading roundup. But let's just get started. Also, thanks for the 100 subscribers. If you don't know what subs are, well, you probably do. They're big sandwiches that you eat at Subway, or at Quiznos, or at Firehouse, or where else you get subs. I don't know. I don't really like subs that much. Ipso facto, America. What? Fun fact before we get started, Thanksgiving was a couple days ago. I'm a huge fan of Thanksgiving. I love the parade. Sorry for you non-Americans. I mean, you have Canadian Thanksgiving, and there's like Bastille Day. Is it Bastille Day? Or Versailles? Or anyway. I'm a big fan of Thanksgiving. I love the Macy's Day Parade. I just love how ridiculous it is and how everyone is lip-syncing. It's just, I enjoy it quite a lot. But this Thanksgiving, I got very, very sick. I had a very, very bad allergy attack, which for me is like dying. It's like someone smashing me with a brick over and over again and then suffocating me. It's terrible. And also, my eyes are like really swollen and watery. So I ended up spending like 3 days in my room watching the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Really listening to it because I wasn't really watching it. I watched like all of Orphan Black Season 1, and then I was like rewatching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on Netflix because I love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't care. I think it's a good show. Whatevs. So, yeah, I didn't eat Thanksgiving dinner. It was a bummer. God, it was a bummer. Anyway, that has nothing to do with anything. I'm doing a reading roundup. Let's just get started. The first book I read, I'm just going to chronological order. The first book is Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. This is a dust jacket because my friend is borrowing it, and I don't trust her with dust jackets because something bad will happen to him and I'll never see them again. So Siege and Storm is the second book in the Shadow and Bone series, Grisha series, whatever. And I really liked it. I went to YALLFest earlier this month, which is the Young Adult Festival in Charleston, South Carolina, which is pretty close to where I live. Not really, it's on the other side of the state, but South Carolina is small, whatever. So I went with my best friend and my mom, and I didn't make a video about it because there wasn't really much to say. It was enjoyable. It was a little hectic, a little crazy. I'm 19, so I'm still pretty young, and my best friend's 18. So again, we're pretty young, but we felt like old people there because everyone was like 14, 15 years old and very screamy. And I get that because I was 14 and 15 years old not that long ago. But it was just a little bit, oh! Especially for James Dasher and Veronica Roth. It was just insane. It was just a little screamy. But I did get to see Leigh Bardugo talk, and she's just really cool. She's very, very smart and very, very funny and just like total badass. And so yeah, so Siege and Storm, I liked it. I can't really say much about this if you haven't read the first one. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, I think. The ending was kind of a bummer. I read it really quickly. I like the writing style. I like Elena. I think she's a cool character. I like her character transformation. Blah, 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 blah. In the same vein, another sequel that I read was Ignite Me by Tahereh Mafi. This is the third book in the Shatter Me series. This is a dystopian series, kind of. Dystopia meets X-Men. I didn't really love Shatter Me. I think I gave it like 3 stars, and then I read, you know, I want to say this before I go any more about stars. I do stars, but I don't really, like, believe in them. I don't believe in stars. I don't believe in rating stars, using stars, whatever. I don't know. I just tend to, like, not do, I don't know, it's just weird to me. Comment below if you agree with me, if you think star ratings get a little weird sometimes. But anyway, Ignite Me, the second book, Unravel Me, I really, really liked, and Ignite Me, I liked it. Again, I'm not going to spoil it, but I thought it was very anticlimactic. I thought that there wasn't a lot of repercussions for all the bad crap that happened. I didn't like how it ended, basically. It felt like this is very epic, and it didn't feel very epic. It felt very small. I liked Juliet's transformation a lot. She became a badass. That was cool. Warner, he was fun. Their relationship was fun. So yeah, it was pretty good. It wasn't great, but it was a little anticlimactic, which I didn't love. Okay, now fiction. No, I'm gonna do nonfiction. I read 2 books of essays. The first one is Dad is Fat by Jim Gaffigan. I got this book at a thrift store for very, very cheap. I think like $4 in Virginia when I was with my mom. And, you know, it's a hardback. It's pretty new. It came out, I think, last year. Ooh, green spine. This is a book of essays about parenting. Jim Gaffigan is that famous comedian who does the food jokes, the Cinnabon and the Hot Pocket jokes. He's a Hot Pocket guy. These are just very humorous, funny essays about being a dad. He's a dad of 5 children. I'm not a dad for many reasons. But Dad is Fat is, you know, it's a book about parenting. It was very funny. I would recommend it getting for like your dad or your grandfather or maybe like a friend of yours or just a father or whatever. If my brother has 2 kids, if he read, then I would give him Dad is Fat. It was just a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it. I read it right before I went to bed, and it was just like a funny, happy thing to read. It's also kind of a good gift because it's not dirty, so you won't feel weird about giving it to your parents or your grandparents or whatever. The next book I read was Yes Please by Amy Poehler. I'm not going to say too much about this because I just loved it like so hard, and this book gave me and made me feel all of the things that I wanted Lena Dunham's book to make me feel. It was very inspiring. It felt like a big hug. It's what I needed. I love how open and honest she was, but she was open and honest in a way that felt constructive and felt like I was learning something and she was learning something from writing about it, if that makes sense. I particularly loved her chapters about working on SNL and Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec is my all-time favorite show. I've loved it since it first came on, not to be that person, but I have. And I adore her. And her chapter about Parks and Rec and like writing about why she loves all the cast members made me like cry legitimately. Yeah, it was just flipping amazing. This book was just great. Alright, the last 2 books that I have are fiction. Eleni by Giovanna Fletcher. I talked about this in my chick lit video. Lady fiction. I am someone who reads everything, as you can tell from this thing. I have 2 adult novels and 2 essays and 2 young adult novels. I like to read everything, and sometimes I want to read a light, girly, happy book. And this book is not necessarily light. The main character deals with a lot of heavy, hard things, with loss and death and family. But it's very fun and very happy. She writes, Giovanna Fletcher writes in a very colloquial way, in a way that's very understandable and fun. And it's just a really great book. You can only buy these at the book depository because I think because they're English. I got mine, my mom got mine when she was in England because she goes every year. And so it was a lot of fun. It was very cute. I read it in a day. It's a very cute cover. Kind of matches my outfit. Matchies. I really hope I've been in focus. If I haven't, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Finally, I read Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. This took me a long time to read this. I started it in August and finished it like a few days ago or whatever. It wasn't because it was hard or difficult. It was just because I wasn't really into it. But I just decided to finish it. This book, for one, is very deceiving. It looks like it's going to be 200, 300 pages. This book is almost 500 pages. It's a thicken, but it's about this young woman named Rachel. Not young, I guess. I mean, she's a young woman. She's like 27. She's dating this guy, and she's American Chinese, and he's from Singapore, but with like a British accent, which is cool. And he's like, hey, my best friend's getting married in Singapore. Do you want to come and, you know, meet my family? And she's like, okay. And basically she finds out that this sweet guy she's been dating is from a very wealthy family, and a family full of prejudices and full of like classism, and they're very, very wealthy. And this book is described like Pride and Prejudice, and I would agree. It is like Pride and Prejudice, but set in Singapore and China. And it's very, very interesting. It's very satirical. There's not a lot of character depth because it's so satirical. I think it's hard for some reason, unless it's like a Jane Austen novel. If it's like full on like satire, which this book is, it's hard to get a lot of character depth, so there really isn't. There's like the characters that you like and the characters that you don't like. and there's not a lot of gray area. The ending of this book is a little weird. It gets a little bit crazy and like, what the hell just happened? A little soap opera-y in a way. It ties up pretty perfectly, but it's overall a very likable book. I give it 3 stars. If you want to read something fun, then read that. I will say though, if you want to read something in the same vein as Crazy Rich Asians, but better, I'd read Where'd You Go, Bernadette by Maria Semple, because Maria Semple's novel is also satire, but it's really heartwarming and very like sweet and has lots of character development and biting satire. And this has biting satire, but not a lot of character development. Although I am excited because it's a diverse book, which is cool. I didn't read it just because it was a diverse book. I read it because it sounded interesting. But yeah, it's set in Singapore, which is cool. And it was beautifully written. So there's that. So yeah, that's my reading roundup. Hope you guys liked it. Why am I doing this? My best friend jokes because sometimes I dance like this, like I'm Spider-Man, and she thinks it's insane, but she does it with me. Like we're in the car listening to Fiona Apple, and I'm like, I'm a hot knife, I'm a hot knife. He's on